Lisa from BLACKPINK stands out as one of the most prominent figures in K-pop today. However, her journey as a solo artist has been quite bumpy, as multiple challenges have left supporters wondering what truly went amiss. Lisa officially embarked on her solo adventure in 2021 with the launch of her self-titled debut, which fans eagerly anticipated to shake the industry. Yet, although the lead single performed well in the charts, the overall promotional campaign fell short of expectations, ultimately leaving fans disheartened by the rollout of her solo project. Numerous fans expressed that Lisa's debut seemed rushed, as YG Entertainment did not provide her the same level of backing enjoyed by other members of BLACKPINK for their solo endeavors, which made many doubt if her solo prospects would match those of her fellow group members. During that time, a number of disillusioned fans highlighted the absence of adequate marketing, since she had very few performances and missed out on numerous chances that might have boosted the initiative, like attending interviews or variety shows. Rather than a memorable debut for fans to celebrate, her management offered them remarks like, "A part of me wonders if WG exhausted their entire budget on the music video, leaving fewer resources for other promotional efforts. Some couldn't resist comparing her launch to Jennie's solo, which received extensive marketing backed by the company, DS35. In contrast, Lisa's debut felt nearly like can't help but contrast her role with Jennie's an afterthought despite her vast international fan base. Luckily, both fans and Lisa persevered through the difficult times, ultimately turning it into a commendable project, allowing Lisa to move forward with her next venture, Rockstar. After her much-anticipated comeback kicked off with the Rockstar single on June 27, 2024, many hoped this time would be different. Lisa had now launched her very own label, Loud, and it seemed brighter days were on the horizon. For her, as fans anticipated, she would gain greater creative freedom and authority over her career. However, despite the enthusiasm leading up to the release, Rockstar received mixed feedback. Observing the launch, fans generally applauded Lisa's stage charisma and confidence in the song. But the track itself didn't seem to resonate with everyone's taste. Some felt it fell short, circumstances would have played out differently. Lisa had now launched her very own label, Loud, and it appeared that brighter days were on the horizon for her, as fans wished. She would gain increased creative freedom and authority over her career. However, despite the anticipation ahead of the launch, Rockstar faced mixed reviews. Upon its release, fans generally admired Lisa's stage presence and assurance in the song, yet the track itself didn't seem to resonate with every listener. Some thought it fell short individual preferences, a few believed it was insufficient impact, while others disagreed display her full abilities. As Misonis mentioned, Lisa is incredible, but the track isn't quite my taste and it's superior. To Lisa, yet, I still believe she could deliver something like Money again. Although the album did manage to appear globally within the top 100 and 200, it failed to become the viral sensation that many had hoped for, which is why fans expressed their dissatisfaction with her company yet again. Fans swiftly concluded that this was yet another instance of insufficient promotional effort, as supporters noted that Lisa should have been actively promoting the track from the start. Now that she has launched We Are Loud, why is history repeating itself with Rockstar? This is incredibly disheartening. Some netizens remarked that without dance challenges or viral trends, the song found it hard to maintain his relevance. Many believed that while casual listeners initially explored the release, there was nothing to sustain their interest in Lisa afterward due to the absence of continuous promotions. Yet, the discontent didn't end there, as the management of Lisa's solo ventures took another significant blow when her debut, another giant hit following her debut, album Alter Ego surfaced mere days ahead of its planned drop in February this year. Fans were devastated to witness all the effort poured into the album unveiled prematurely, especially when Lisa herself shared in a live stream that the leak had profoundly affected her, given she had dedicated over a year to create the album. In response, fans rallied to uplift her spirit, choosing to abstain from the leaked tracks and urging others to await the official launch, as comment threads overflowed with sympathetic messages like, "I feel so terrible for her, she put in so much effort." Yet what made The situation more troubling was the theory that RCA Records, the label associated with Lisa's company Loud, might have had a hand in the incident. Some fans noticed that physical editions of Alter Ego had appeared in stores prior to the official launch date. Given these products were released early, it was effortless for anyone to access them and leak the album. This triggered a significant wave of backlash aimed at RCA Records for failing to safeguard their artist amid their mismanagement. Lisa's company Loud subsequently issued a statement responding to the matter, voicing their dissatisfaction about the leak and promising supporters that they were collaborating with RCA to take fitting measures. However, while the response recognized the concern fans had been voicing, few felt comforted by their statements, as many fans had already been feeling that Lisa had been let down time and time again. To complicate things further, if the Rockstar era was troubling the release of her album, Alter Ego was even more disconcerting. When the album officially launched on February 28th of this year, numerous fans were left in shock when reports emerged that the album had sold approximately 30,500 copies on its opening day, a staggering decline in comparison to her debut album, Lisa, which had sold over 330,000 copies in the same period. Considering the fact that Lisa has only gained in popularity as a solo performer, many anticipated her sales to rise, not fall, and it came as a huge surprise to witness just how drastically the number had diminished. Unsurprisingly, this ignited heated debate among fans, as many began speculating that the diminished figures were due to alterations in scene since Lisa was no longer affiliated with YG Entertainment. This time, her album sales were mainly reported via her own Loud by RCA Records platform, instead of typical K-pop outlets contributing to Honteo chart statistics. This led some fans to question whether the true number of purchases was accurately captured in the official count, since her private sales might never have made it to the charts. Nevertheless, others perceived the drastic decline as a concerning sign, as many remarked that something felt off. It was suggested that the actual solo releases might be to blame here, as they ultimately lacked the charisma needed to stimulate high physical album sales, as BLACKPINK's devoted fandom had consistently been more inclined towards streaming and digital platforms instead of physical acquisitions. However, the challenges haven't been confined to just the musical aspect. In fact, her company's choice to promote her song under the general pop category in Western markets placed her alongside well-established artists, an arena she simply couldn't contest. Now, fans are curious if the result might have varied if Lisa had been launched as a brand new artist in the presented as a fresh new talent in the West, rather than jumping straight into grand events like the Oscars and the Vanity Fair cover. Moreover, even her merchandise has stirred up controversy, adding to the disappointment fans have expressed, as they feel she isn't receiving the recognition she merits. One of the most discussed issues recently has been the design of her newly released light stick. Initially, fans were thrilled to see Lisa's very own light stick, which has been a long-awaited release that would genuinely affirm her independence as a solo artist. Nonetheless, as soon as the star design was unveiled, the responses were varied. While numerous fans appreciated its distinctive appearance, worries swiftly emerged regarding its functionality, with the primary concern being the sharp edges. Enthusiasts were quick to mention that the light stick's configuration may not be safe to take to concerts, with some even theorizing that certain venues in the US and UK might resort to banning it entirely from their locations. One admirer even remarked, "It looks tough, but I wouldn't want to be near anyone swinging that around. It could get messy." Many eventually doubted if the product was adequately considered, taking into account its intended use in bustling concert settings. The backlash only escalated the ongoing discussion surrounding Lisa's solo career being poorly managed. The light stick served as yet another illustration of how fans feel. She isn't getting the same level of meticulous planning that other artists receive. And just when it seemed like things couldn't possibly get worse, Lisa encountered yet another obstacle as official critiques for Alter Ego began to flood in. Fans were taken aback when the renowned magazine Pitchfork delivered an unreasonably severe review of the album with an overall score of 5.2 out of 10, and brutally candid criticism of both Lisa and her music. One particularly scathing remark from the review, said Lisa, who is part of the record-breaking K-pop girl group BLACKPINK, must show you that she has substance beyond her bandmates. Alter ego demonstrates she doesn't. Other critiques appeared to center on the album's lack of adventurous experimentation, with the reviewer asserting that Lisa was playing it too conservatively and that her best tracks were more supported by their production rather than her own artistic flair. The review swiftly exploded online, sparking countless discussions among supporters as some